What's up guys, Collector Crow here with some more manga licensing announcements. This time our news comes from Viz Media. The company just shared its spring 2022 license announcements for digital and physical. I'll be covering the physical a little bit more in depth this video, but I still plan to rapid fire off the digital towards the end just because it is part of the same batch of announcements. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first we have Sakamoto Days. This is a manga about an assassin who runs a convenience store now, but his past is catching up with him. This is a comedy that's been running in Weekly Shonen Jump for a while now, and it's been pretty popular since its inclusion in the magazine, both by Japanese readers and English readers. This is one that I'm definitely going to be checking out just because I've heard such good things about it. This is one that I'm not super hyped about, but I am excited to check it out just because of all the great things I've heard. So I will be picking this up, maybe not, right when it comes out, but pretty soon after. Then we have Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai. I don't know much about Dragon Quest, but I do know that this manga is pretty old. It actually was originally published from '89 up until the mid to late 90s. In Japan, this was 37 volumes. I'm not 100% certain that we're going to get the full 37 volumes here in print just because Viz does say that we're getting the first arc of the Dragon Quest adventure. I don't know, as someone who doesn't know much about Dragon Quest, if that means that we're only getting the first part of the Dai adventure or if the whole 37 volumes is the first part. So if you know about that, definitely let me know in the comments. But this is exciting news regardless because this is a classic tale that I know a lot of people are going to be excited about. Next up we have Demon Slayer: The Stories of Water and Flame manga. So I'm guessing this stars the two characters on the cover. I don't actually know Demon Slayer yet because my volumes have been trapped in storage room hell. The good news is I am looking at houses this weekend, so hopefully my move is impending and I will be able to actually read my backlog of manga that's been boxed up for months and months and months, meaning I can read Demon Slayer. Still, it's always cool to get some more manga, and I know people who like Demon Slayer are probably going to be really happy that this is being brought over. Then we have Alice in Borderland. This is a manga that I have been personally wanting for a while, really since the Netflix series came out. All I really know is that it's a survival game where three people find themselves in a different world, and as they try to get back home, they really just have to survive against the other people, other obstacles, and it really just sounds like my kind of story. I like survival type stuff. I like battle royales. I like death games. I'm not positive it fits all those categories, but from what I've heard, I think it does. So I am really excited about Alice in Borderland and will be checking that out right when it comes out. I'm guessing it's probably going to be part of the Viz Sig line, kind of like the Record of Ragnarok, which we did get a cover reveal for that earlier today. I'll just show that right here. It's not really part of these announcements, but if you're interested in that, I did cover that on a previous video, but now we actually have the art, which confirms it will be part of the Viz signature line, which are a little bit bigger than your typical manga. Next up, we have a Shoujo Imakoi, Now I'm in Love. The summary reads that after years of missing out on love and dating for fear of rejection, Sadami decisively blurts out her feelings, but now the hard part comes. Dating. I have no clue what this is. Good for you, Shoujo fans. Hope you enjoy it. We have another work by Rumiko Takahashi, Came the Mirror, and Other Tales. It's a collection of short stories as well as a piece that details Rumiko Takahashi's lifelong love of manga. So I'm not really sure exactly what that means, but it's always good to get more of Rumiko Takahashi's works, even though I'm not the biggest fan of their work. They're still a classic name in manga, and as much of their work as possible deserves to come over into English. Now we have the Deadpool Samurai manga, which has been ongoing for some time, and I know that it's moderately popular. I'm not exactly sure how good it is. Deadpool apparently moves to Japan, and it sounds like it's going to be a kind of satire of shonen tropes in your typical Deadpool style. So if you like Deadpool, if you like that kind of parody stuff, probably pick this up. I'm not a huge Deadpool fan, so probably will skip this one. Then we have the Pokemon Adventures X and Y manga. Now I'm guessing this is going to be a re-release because I believe we got X and Y in those very slim volumes that are like half price of a regular manga, and that these are going to be your more standard size manga. I believe they did that with the Black and White saga, but I could be mistaken. I'm way behind on Adventures. I'm somewhere in the, I think, Gold and Silver arc still. I'm trying to catch up, but it's really good that they are going to continue releasing these in the standard sizes because I personally hate those slim volumes. So having this and the deluxe editions as options are the preferred methods for reading this series, at least for me. Next up we have Orochi, the Perfect Edition, and this is by the author of The Drifting Classroom. I don't really know much about this title, but the summary indicates that it's a bunch of interconnected short stories that are going to, I guess, weave together a narrative overall. So this is something I'll probably try just because it's by a celebrated mangaka, but I really am going to be going into this pretty blind. Then we have a few not manga that are getting physical releases. Star Wars Tribute to Star Wars, which includes artwork based on Star Wars from a bunch of different mangaka. An art compendium for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure titled JoJo 6251, The World of Hirohiko Araki. Art of The Tale of Princess Kaguya, which is based on the film, as well as the Tale of Princess Kaguya picture book. Apparently it details the film's production process from when the ideas first materialized all the way through to the final film product, which is pretty neat. We're also getting a couple of adult coloring books, those being Uzumaki and Demon Slayer. I personally get frustrated by adult coloring books, so I probably will not pick these up. But if you're someone who really relaxes to that kind of thing or just enjoys coloring, yeah, great pickups, great additions to your collection. And then we have an Ongiri Cookbook, which is going to detail a bunch of rice ball recipes. And that is actually it for the physical manga. So there's a few titles in there that I'm excited about, a few that I'm not really knowledgeable on or excited about. But then we do have some digital titles, and I'll list them out here. And most of these are titles that were or are available in Weekly Shonen Jump, and a lot of them are available on the app. These are just going to be collected editions that you can get digitally that will be separate from the other stuff that you get by subscribing to the app. So first up we have Bone Collection and Mitama Security, both of which were titles that I believe were canceled last year in Weekly Shonen Jump and didn't have too long of runs. I believe Mitama had 5 volumes and Bone Collection had 2. We have Me and Roboco and Magu-chan, the God of Destruction, which I'm a little surprised are getting digital. Though I guess sometimes it is a little difficult to translate jokes into English, and so maybe Viz is a little bit worried that they're not going to sell as well if some of those jokes don't land as well as they do in Japanese. So maybe they're just going digital with those for that reason, or maybe they're just not titles that they're all that confident in. Still, I thought that they were fairly popular, so I am a little bit shocked that these are digital only, especially Magu-chan. Then we have Hardboiled Cop Dolphin, which was recently axed in Weekly Shonen Jump. And I know a lot of people were really fond of that series, so it is a little bit sad that it's not going to get a physical release, at least not at this time. Being digital only for the time being doesn't necessarily count these out from future physical releases. But I don't think Viz is really known to go back and rescue too many titles that were digital and then bring them to physical, unlike some other publishers. So keep your fingers crossed if you want to see these in physical, but I'm not holding my breath. And that is it for the announcements from Viz Media. Let me know which ones you are excited for. I'm personally excited for Alice in Borderland. I will be picking up Sakamoto Days and probably Orochi too. I might even try Dragon Quest if I am just kind of lacking for anything else to get into in the future. I actually thought this batch might include Ayakashi Triangle, but I guess that series might be a little bit too extreme with some of its fan service to go under Viz imprint, so maybe that'll be picked up by a publisher like 7 Seas in the future. Anyway, thanks for joining me for this round of manga announcements, and I'll catch you next time.